Lindsay Smith lived with her father, Carter Smith, and her stepmother, Anna, in Detroit, Michigan. Her parents got divorced when she was 10 years old, after which her father won full custody of her and allowed occasional visits with her mother, Madison Brown. Lindsay obviously had no say in this and had to go along with whatever her father chose for her. And things were acceptable to some point until he married Anna 3 years after the divorce. Lindsay is now 16 years old, and she's never really liked her stepmother because she felt that woman, aka annoying Anna, always invaded her privacy. And as for her father, they had a love-hate relationship. Overall, Lindsay felt trapped in her father's home and dearly wished she could live with her single mother. Unfortunately, that was never going to happen, but things did change a little. When Lindsay got her new laptop, she felt like she had much more freedom and life was good, at least for her. As for Carter and Anna, there wasn't a minute in the day when they could find Lindsay out of her room anymore, spending some good family time or simply helping around the house. Sweetie, don't you think it's time to turn that off and come down for dinner? Can't you see I'm doing something? Stop bothering me. Lindsay, there's nothing you're doing from which you can't take a 20-minute break and come down to have dinner. Ugh, stop making my life difficult. It's like you're always in my face. Just give me some space. I'm not a kid anymore. Sweetie. Did she just shut the door in your face? You know how teenagers are. I'm tired of fighting. I don't want this to escalate any further. No, we have to do something about it. She's going crazy living like this. Locked up in her room all the time with that laptop? You know what, Anna? When you get the chance, check her laptop. I want to know what she does on that thing. Anna always tried to be as nice as she could with Lindsay, trying to bond with her, trying to build a decent, loving mother-daughter relationship. But Lindsay wasn't someone to cooperate or comply even to the simplest requests. Sweetie, I got you those cookies you liked last time. Can you help me put away the groceries? I'm not your slave. Don't tell me what to do. Lindsay, here's your laundry. Put your clothes away, please. Why are you always bossing me around? Sweetheart, it's your clothes. I'm busy. Lindsay, why don't we go spend a day at the mall? Maybe we can drop by the salon and get our nails done. Have a fun mother-daughter day. Haha, no thank you. Don't try to be my mother. I have a mother, and she isn't a boring old housewife like you. She's a lawyer, and I'd rather spend my weekend with her. I'm hungry. What's there to eat? And I can't find my PJs. Where did you put them? Why, sweetie? Lawyers don't make sandwiches or do your laundry? Oh, you know I didn't mean it like that. I just meant it like you're my friend. Anna was a little reluctant to pry through Lindsay's laptop, but she understood Carter's concerns and she was a bit concerned herself. The way Lindsay was always locked up in her room was highly suspicious, and getting into trouble in the outside world these days was way too easy. So, while Lindsay was in the shower one morning, Anna decided to make good use of the opportunity. She sneaked into Lindsay's room and began checking all her things from her search history to her BII messenger and pictures. Lindsay, this is unbelievable. All of a sudden, Lindsay walked out of the shower and froze seeing Anna on her laptop. What do you think you're doing? Don't touch my laptop. This is what you've been doing on this? Lindsay, I never expected something like this from you. Lindsay nervously stared back and forth from her laptop to Anna. Please don't tell Dad. Don't tell Dad. Anna shook her head as she stepped out of the room. No, Lindsay, this is for your own good. Carter, I checked Lindsay's laptop and... What happened? Why do you look so worried? What I found on it. When Carter heard of what Lindsay had been up to, he couldn't accept this kind of behavior going on in his household, especially not coming from his teenage daughter. He immediately stormed down the hall as Anna followed and barged into Lindsay's room, He shut the laptop closed and pulled it away from his daughter. "What are you doing, Dad? Chill! This is being seized until you learn how to behave and stop doing what you were doing on this laptop." "What? What was I doing?" "You know very well, Lindsay. You can't take away my things." "I can absolutely take away your things, and unless you change that attitude, you're not getting this back." "It was her, wasn't it? She's lying to you about me, Dad. Why don't you ever believe me? She's always brainwashing you." "Lindsay Smith, you're grounded. Go back to your room." Staring at her father, infuriated, scolding her, Lindsay began to tear up. She ran back to her room and locked the door. "Mom, Dad took away the laptop you gave me." "He did? Good. Don't worry, I'll handle this." The very next day, sometime in the evening, there was a knock on the Smiths' door. Anna opened up to find 2 police officers holding up a warrant. "Is Mr. Carter Smith here?" "Yes, officers. Is everything okay?" "We have an arrest warrant under his name. Please move aside." "What?" The police rather barged into the house and handcuffed Carter. "You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law." "What is this about? For what crime are you arresting me?" "You've been charged with property theft, classified as a Class B misdemeanor." "Property theft? What? This is absurd." Anna tried to speak to the officers, but apparently to the law enforcement, logic didn't seem to matter when they had a warrant issued in her husband's name. Carter was taken to the precinct, where he was kept in a cell waiting for his trial. And 1 week later, he was standing face to face with his ex-wife, Madison, the woman that had not only charged him with the offense, but was fighting her own case because she was a defense attorney. "Your Honor, my client's daughter is a 16-year-old minor, and as a parent, Mr. Carter Smith was exercising his parental rights to discipline his child." "Judge, Mr. Smith has the right to discipline his child as a father, but he can't take disciplinary actions so far as to commit crimes. What he has done is theft. This laptop was my property that I had given to my daughter for her use. In fact, I'm still currently paying the installments for it. Mr. Carter Smith doesn't have the right to seize property that belongs to me." The court rules Mr. Carter Smith guilty of property theft and sentences him to 6 months in jail and a fine of $2,000. As for the custody of Lindsay Smith, it shall be transferred to her mother, Miss Madison Brown. When she called for a bench trial, I thought it would be easy for me to get out of this, but things absolutely went the other way. "Don't worry, Carter. I'll find a way out of this." As the police took away Carter Smith in handcuffs again, Madison Brown wrapped her daughter in her arms, smirking at her ex-husband. Today's victory marked revenge taken for what happened 6 years ago. I guess I'm a better lawyer now, aren't I? Carter and Madison were in court 6 years ago, fighting for 9-year-old Lindsay's custody. At the time, Madison had just finished law school and was doing an internship at the BII law firm. Your Honor, since our daughter's birth, it was I who took care of her. Madison was rarely ever around. She has always prioritized herself and her career over everything, ruining our relationship and breaking our family. She's never been a good mother, and I doubt if she ever will. Full custody of Lindsay Smith is awarded to her father, Carter Smith. Carter had won the case that day, taking her daughter away from her, as he smirked and left the courtroom. You sacrificed everything for your career, but in the end, you couldn't be a good lawyer either. Thank you, Judge. I was really counting on you. This man ruined my life and made my daughter's life difficult for the last 6 years ever since I left. Thanks, Mom. If it wasn't for you, I would have had to stay with them. It was just too much in that house. I couldn't take it anymore. That's why we made the plan. Dad's always restricting me from everything, putting a curfew time, not letting me go out with my friends, and that annoying Anna can't do anything correctly. She always messes up breakfast, she messed up my dress in the laundry, and then she takes credit for doing all the chores. That annoying Anna. Why do you think we got divorced? He's been like this his whole life. He never supported me. He says I only thought about myself, but all he thinks about is himself. I was only trying to build a future for us. I know, Mom, you don't have to feel guilty. I'm happy you understand. Look what I got for you. A laptop? Mom, you're the best. I know your dad very well. This laptop is gonna set you free from that man. Madison had plotted this whole gimmick. And Lindsay, well, she wanted to be with her mother, so she played along. However, despite how ridiculous this all was, when Carter was sentenced to jail, Anna went into a frenzy trying to figure a way out of this. So, she went to a lawyer. You have rights, serious rights, that won't be overlooked. You want your voice to be heard, you want justice to be served. Well, come on over to William Jenkins' office for your consultation today, because here at the Jenkins Law Firm, we don't stand for injustice. Mr. Jenkins, thank you so much for helping me. No, thank you for choosing me. So what's the case? A car accident? Doctors misdiagnosed you? Your boss mistreated you? I'll sue them all. I won't back off until you get what's rightfully yours. Oh, this is a property theft case. Yes. It all started the day my stepdaughter came home with a laptop her mother had gifted her. I see. It seems that Miss Madison Brown was only able to win the case because it was a bench trial. There was no jury, and possibly the judge was set up too. So this time when we file a reappeal, we'll request a jury trial. Your Honor, my client has been charged with theft of property, but in fact, this was never a matter of theft, but of custodial rights that belongs to Mr. Carter Smith as the legal guardian of Lindsay Smith. In the case that this laptop is someone else's property, as Miss Madison Brown claims is hers as a gift to her daughter, I'd like to raise a simple question. When a parent gives something to their child, do they keep legal documentation of who it belongs to? Once it was given to Lindsay Smith, she took ownership of it, and as Miss Lindsay Smith's legal guardian, Mr. Carter Smith is legally allowed to take temporary custodial control of her property. The child still owns the property, even if she may not be constantly in possession of it. Mr. Carter Smith has no ownership rights, nor does he claim any over the property of the child, but he does have legal responsibility under the doctrine of parental liability. This time, when the judge and the jury looked into the case, they ruled Carter Smith innocent of the crime. Carter Smith is acquitted from all charges, and the custody of Lindsay Smith is awarded to him. Mom, no, this is unfair. You have to go, Lindsay. I'm sorry. You can only hustle people. But guess what? You're professionally unethical, and you're still not a good lawyer. Lindsay had no choice but to return home with her father, and things were back to how they were, miserably living in that house. Or was it? Lindsay, it's time we have a talk about some new rules around the house. First of all things, this house is my property, and if you ruin anything, you'll have to pay a fine for it. You can't bring your property or anyone else's property into the house. And from now on, annoying Anna won't be bothering you anymore. Annoying Anna won't be doing anything for you anymore. You're 16, and you have 2 more years with us. So for the next 2 years, you'll be doing your own dishes, your own laundry, and all the chores. And if you don't expect any allowance either. But Daddy, come on. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. You know how much I love you guys. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.